1-week review of the Cubic Mini Stove and how to find free wood to burn in it. And a quick tour of the boat. Guys, there it is, my cheesy chops I picked up on Facebook Marketplace for, what did I pay, 15 bucks? Yeah, so that's not a bad deal. Came with a blade too. This is what I'm using to process my little pieces of wood for my little wood stove. And this thing's been working, so nothing wrong with that. 15 bucks, can't complain. And you notice here, it doesn't say anything about feet. This is Dunnage, guys. This is what we call Dunnage, anything supporting these loads here. And so this is stuff I've been cutting up. Some of this stuff as well, but this is all Douglas fir. So I've been running that thing through that crappy chop saw, and it's been beauty. Hey buddy, how's it going? Alright guys, here we go inside. Take a quick look. There's my buddy. For those of you who haven't seen anything on this channel, I bought a boat about 5 months ago or so. I got a bunch of work out here on the coast, and instead of doing Airbnbs and renting hotels and such, I bought this old wooden boat, and it's from the 50s, and I started restoring it. But it looks a lot different than it did, that's for sure. I remember that first night I was on it. It was so damp and cold. It was just a different feeling for me, man. It was like sleeping in a ditch. And I know we've all done that at some point in our lives, but it was just a nasty, I think it's the dampness out here that does it. It's so different than what I'm used to. I'm used to minus 30 and powdered snow. But this is just kind of a damp, nasty cold. Humidity here is, I'll do a 360 here of this boat, give you a look. Humidity here is crazy. It hasn't rained here in probably over a week and a half. And humidity today, clear blue skies, it's 75%. Back home, right now, it's about 30%. So crazy humid. And when it's overcast here, it's 98% humidity. So what I'm doing here, I'm fighting kind of damp, cold, just kind of a nasty, dank place to sleep, really, in a boat, especially down in the bedroom, which is downstairs. You drop down another 3 feet into the bowels, into the bilge of the boat, and it is cold and damp. So the big deal for me was to obviously get something that's not going to eat power, blow fuses, and it's also going to dry this place out. And that stove right there has been unbelievable. There's my buddy. And you're probably thinking, what's going on with this this deal here, this rug? You know what, guys? I don't know if it's fashionable or if it looks good or bad. I couldn't tell you, really. I just wear pants and plaid. I have no idea on fashion. But I'll tell you what this thing does. It does insulate this floor. I bought it for its R value. This is 100% wool. It's really thick. There's the original floors. They're epic. And it's insulating me from the... I got a couple engines, big diesels down here, and that's down in the bilge. It's dark, it's damp, it's cold. So this is an insulating layer for me. And this insulating layer I picked up for 100 bucks, but it has the original tags on it. And the original tags say somebody bought this about 5 years ago for $4,995, believe it or not. Somebody pays that kind of dough for rugs. So it's a great deal for me. I picked this up. This is fairly new. I don't know, a couple, 2-3 weeks maybe. I had to dismantle it because you're not getting much through that hole unless you can take it apart. So that's what I've done here. I've taken it apart and put it back together. It's a double pull-out couch, which is awesome because if it sometimes I haven't used it actually yet to sleep on, but when it gets damp and nasty down there, or worse than it has been, I can use this here. This is an IKEA couch, and this is probably 20 years old. And this is back in the day when IKEA actually used wood, not that pressboard crap that, it's good for 2 moves and it explodes into little pieces. What else is new here? The curtains, of course, are newish. I had those rusty Venetian blinds on there. They're still not 100% done, but they're good enough for me. I got a 32-inch smart TV I picked up for next to nothing. I can watch the YouTubes on it. I picked up a sound bar. I can play music, Spotify, or hooks up to the TV, whatever. This guy came with the boat, and it's probably going to go overboard at some point here, but for now it's fine. What else we got going on? Down there, if you haven't been here before, that's the galley down there, the kitchen, and there's there's some seating down there. That turns into a bed too. A little dinette down there. I've got my computer down there and stuff. And there's the main guy right there, the stove. And the stove has been awesome. I've been using it for a week now. I think it was last week and I installed it. I'll put a link to that install video below. And this thing has been killing it. It's an absolute game changer. The only thing I changed since the video, as you know, the stove is bolted to the slate, and I haven't bolted the slate down yet to this top. I don't know how I'm going to fasten it yet. There's a couple options, but I haven't decided. And I'm glad I didn't do it last week, because what I did do was I lifted this guy up. It's up now about 3/8 of an inch. I had it up about 1/8 of an inch just as a airspace to keep this counter cool. And I don't know why, it was just bugging me that it wasn't maybe up high enough. So I put it up to 3/8. Lots of airspace in there now. So that's what I did change from that last video. There's my wood stacked and ready to go. So I picked up a fan from Amazon. It was like 30 bucks or so. I'll put a link to that in the description below. It works great. I'm going to put another one here for sure. I've got some nice patina going on that stack. Check that out. Stainless steel. My little detail up top here is working great. No issues. Not getting too hot. It's staying kind of cool. Sometimes it gets hot, but not too hot that it's going to burn you or burn the headliner. So it's working out great. No problems. And as far as cleaning the stove, I've been using these little tools, and I got to get something else going on. Here's what I'm using, guys. Here are my wood stove tools. This was on the boat, these 2 items, and I've been using these for this wood burning stove. Cubic Mini does make their own little tools, which I might grab a set. This one's a bit of a pain. This one works okay, but yeah, that's what I've been using. Here's that fir Dunnage I was talking about, and this stuff, I'm cutting this at 5.5 inches. I think it's recommended that you cut them to 5 3/4-ish. For the Cubic Mini Cub. So these are roughly 5.5 inches. I just put a mark on the chop saw and just kind of flew through it. Some of them are pretty wet, so I'm just kind of standing around the stove, keeping them close by, so they're drying out nicely. You can see a lot of them already are kind of split because they're drying out. Again, these guys aren't, it's not freshly cut stuff. It's just been outside getting wet, so I'm just kind of drying it off a bit. Here is Kennewick. This is, I'm testing this stuff out here. This is compressed hardwood fibers from I guess a sawmill, but it's all hardwood and it's compressed, so it's really dense. A bag of 4 is about $6. They're 3.5 inches by 4 inches by about 16 inches long, and they're really heavy. It's really dense stuff. So I've been cutting these into chunks, little bite-sized chunks for the little stove, and they've been working great. They burn awesome. They burn pretty long time too, so that's pretty cool. Okay, guys, we're going to start off with one of these sawdust pancakes that I cut. And there's the first layer. We're going to do a top-down fire here, which might get a few people angry. And I'm going to put a couple layers of that Dunnage I've been cutting. This is the fir. And then I'm going to throw in some, just some scraps I found. Kindling. This gets the flue hot fast. We should get something going here. This guy's open, this guy's closed. I'll open this guy up once it gets going. That fan kicked on quick. So this thing is running pretty good right now, and it's just really efficient. Within minutes, it seems, this boat is warming up. So it's been great that way, and it really draws the moisture out of this boat. Last night I had this thing just blazing, and I had the humidity down to 40%, which is crazy good. The boat is 46 feet long. I believe it's almost 14 feet at the beam. But inside dimensions, it's probably roughly around 550 square feet. Of course, I'm not heating the V-berth, and it's not getting right down into the bedroom, but it's definitely helping. It's way better than those little oil heater things I have. I have 3 of those things, and they're like those oil-filled rads, electric, and they're crap. They don't work when it gets cold. And I'm not popping any breakers, which is amazing. But one night here, the main power went out, not on the boat, but what I was plugged into, and had no heat in here for quite a while. So that's a bit of a pain. So it's nice to be able to have heat whenever I want it. So that definitely is another bonus. And this boat has a 30 amp service, so you're not just plugging in heaters all over the place. It's just not going to happen. I still have the generator to fiddle with here on the boat, but this it looks like a pretty new generator. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'll be getting that fired up here soon enough so that I have that back up as well. But so far so good. This thing is doing the job, and I love it. It's tiny, it's amazing. It can crank out this much heat, but it's really noticeable, and it's really fast. Check that burnout. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great weekend. I forgot to mention that I do crack a window here, or a porthole, because this thing will suck all the oxygen right out of the boat. It's burning amazing right now, and check that flame out, and it's just throwing heat everywhere. It's great. Loving it so far.